care if I sit beside you with my computer?
No, I don't mind.
Don't care.
Wherever you want to.
I don't know how formal or informal you want to be. I'm not used to things. I hold it on my lap.
July 5th and Friday.
July 5th.
Thank
My
you.
birthday's on Wednesday.
How's George enjoying his
When
retirement?
George,
July 7th.
How is Zip enjoying his
Oh,
retirement?
he's enjoying it remarkably well. He has all kind of things that he does. So he's either out playing golf or has hundreds of friends.
where'd
It's
you go
always
to
amazing.
Mark?
Do you know him? Do you know my brother Zip? Bill
Call
Zip?
her
He's from my community action.
No, that's
All
all right.
right.
I know the name,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I know you know Jessica. She married Joel Zip.
yes,
And
yes,
Schaefer, right,
Yes.
Jessica? I forgot her maiden name.
yes, very nice.
Maybe if he used his real name, people would know. Or did he?
Everybody knows him
Really?
as Zip, yes. Yeah, even a formal setting, he basically goes by Zip.
Good call.
It's toasty.
You turned the heat up.
Huh?
You turned the heat up.
It's just how it is here in the old building, you know.
Right. Well, before we froze, and
Yeah.
now it's toasty.
I'd
I'd
be
rather
better off,
toasty.
yes, yeah. I think cold's no.
That was last year because the
Yeah.
coal was
Right.
unbelievably junk. Usually about 80 in here, but it's not been real cold out though.
80.
No.
That's true.
We can get suntan.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that, actually.
Meeting come to order. On the silence, please. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm sorry, they must have moved it.
Oh, yeah, he's been horrible.
Right there. Right there. Whew. Okay, Nardelli,
Yep.
Rose, and Hill.
We're all here. And this is just a special meeting set up for the purpose of trying to work on the budget, and make it a little bit softer. What you have now is, it equals out, but it equals out to zero. And that's not a good thing. Jerry, you got anything?
Mr. President, I was just going to ask if I could interrupt for 1 minute. Just ask one question. Is this the bank statement according to today? $26,657.60. And I yield back the floor.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Can I have the secretary and treasurer's report?
I didn't have it prepared for this
We
special
have-
meeting.
This is just for budget.
I'll have one the 16th.
This is not a regular meeting, it's
It's
a
not a
special
regular
meeting.
meeting.
It was advertised as a regular meeting.
No, it was a special session.
I'll have it for you. That's it. See, you guys had told me, you guys had said it would be the 16th. You just threw this
That's
in.
right.
on-
I don't think we need one on the 16th because why waste the money? You don't have any anyhow.
It's already advertised, isn't it?
I think so.
That'll be a regular monthly meeting on the 16th. This was stuck in. It doesn't cost us any money to, you have to pay me.
It's supposed to be for the budget only.
That's what I was told.
Yes.
So that's what I wrote.
So we continue on for budget only. Paul,
You want to start with real, on our income side?
what's that?
Do you want to start on the revenue side of this? You asked me. I don't have anything else other than this budget. Maybe I misunderstood. I thought you were turning it over.
We got the one you had last, that you gave us.
That,
You know, I
that
don't know.
was just to illustrate to you that these big discrepancies in the numbers, and there are line items missing, big line items, like $10,000 line items. If we were to go through this one line at a time, you would learn exactly how this operation works, where the money comes from, where it goes, where your expenditures are. If it were me, I would start with real estate taxes. You all have enough information without a lot of discussion to decide what an accurate number is. You know, and again, if you use 45, you've never ever brought in anything that low, and you're assuming you'll get nothing in delinquent taxes from the county. So that's probably,
According to Mr. Spade, I went down and seen him.
yes, I know what he sent you.
Okay,
That's about the same thing.
and that shows a lot more than $45,000.
Yes, he himself brought in 46. That's the point that I'm trying to make.
Right. So, I mean, these are changes we have to make on here to,
Yes,
but it's to our advantage.
yes, correct.
So,
And these are realistic numbers. We're not
Right.
inflating anything here.
Well, you understand, you remember what I said, why they were,
I
A lot of
don't,
information we didn't have.
shouldn't get into defending numbers. Why don't we just look for the proper
well, you
numbers
know,
that
in a
this
way,
need?
no, I'm not
That's what I'm trying to
defending
explain
them.
here.
Huh?
I'm
I
not defending
can-
them, I know they aren't right.
Yeah, well, let's just do it and not make, we don't need to make this adversarial.
No,
Fight about it.
That's what I'm trying to come up here, and I got these papers off from Jerry.
Yes, you did the
Yeah.
right thing, by the way.
And from what I'm reading it, I'm going with the average middle, you know, between the late fees and the early payment, you're looking at a regular charge of $53,000.
That'd be
Well,
correct. Yes, that would be an excellent number to go with.
Paul, I wasn't trying to be adversarial, it's just that the other night it got a little, but
Well, I'm saying.
what I want to tell you is, I need to say it again, the reason it was not more exact was we only had 3 months of the taxes to go by.
I got all that, so let's
Okay.
just make it accurate. We don't, that's all we need to do is
Okay.
make an accurate budget.
Trying to get equal out, trying to get where everybody's on the same page.
Yes.
Mr.
So, what do
President.
you want to put in there, Rick, for revenue? for
Mr.
real-
President,
Well,
Go ahead, hold, sorry.
he has to acknowledge me first.
what?
Mr. President, I sent up by email a copy, and it shouldn't be more than $44,000 for $500. That's what's on that paperwork that I sent you. I ran it again yesterday, and it hasn't gotten any higher.
Right, but didn't you bring another 2,000 in, what you told us at the
I
last?
thought that it was, but it's
Okay.
not. It's
So we're-
not 46.
We'll work on what that piece of the paper you gave me.
Okay, and the center one is the face amount.
Right,
Yes,
and that's what we're working on, the basement.
and you'll get the late fees from the delinquent taxes from the county. He'll bring in roughly, you said only 44
So we can
this year.
figure,
So far,
we can
Yes.
figure our real estate property tax 53,000.
I would think that, so these two say, that's a good number.
Yeah, that's workable.
Okay.
I'm gonna put that in here. This will do our calculations as we
Yeah,
go. I'm a little slow on this computer, but I will do my best.
Quite all right.
My computer's a little slow this morning.
That's not unusual for Mondays.
Just so we're on the same page, 53,000 is the number we're going with?
I would say, yeah.
All right, I think that's an excellent number.
That's,
All right.
the average, the regular face value is 54,000.
Yes, you're fine, you're being conservative, but not unduly conservative. That's a good number. I would then go down to per capita taxes. You guys have 0 there for per capita. So, yes, it's not even on your list,
Not
I
even
don't believe. You will bring in, now I'm getting this number from Jerry and from the 2021 audit. That's the most recent audit we have. That would be $1,000 in there. So the most you're going to get is $1,300, and Jerry's been complaining all along that people don't pay that.
About
It's not
700
on
and
your
some
budget
dollars.
there.
It's not on it.
You won't
I
find
don't
it,
know
that
how
line
they don't
item's
pay their
missing.
taxes.
So,
That blows my mind.
mine too.
They
So what are you gonna
eventually will. What-
We can only do so
pay
much.
taxes, why
Everybody.
doesn't everybody?
Everybody does.
You're right.
Keystone is very slow. You know Keystone. They will go after them. It may take longer than you like, but they will catch those people and they will pay a penalty. It will happen.
Might
Now, if
be
you don't
too
pay
long.
your real estate taxes in 2 years, the county's going to auction off your property.
Yeah.
So that's a very stable source of revenue for that reason.
Well, you figure, you're saying per capita, what, how much?
Per capita, I would put $1,000. That's basically what you're telling us is $1,000.
Well, if he's going by the figures like he did there, it's like $1,400.
14?
Well, your face amount is only
I sent that. I think I sent that to you.
per capita. So the most you can bring in if everybody paid would be $1,300. That would be your face amount.
They only
That's what you get
so
back.
far only about $760.
Yes. Now, again, I'll just defer to the audit from 2021. That's the most recent numbers we have. Again, this should be fairly consistent. I would think these things would be fairly consistent.
Mr. President, can you
Yes.
please put it on the agenda that I'd like to speak to council about enforcement or a repeal of the per capita?
Not today.
No, I say agenda next, which is the 16th, I believe.
Okay.
16. Can we keep it moving? Can we go down? Did you?
Yeah,
Here's what I'll do. I will send you an email. I'm keeping here. Take a look what I'm doing here. It's a spreadsheet. So I'm putting everything in here. It will calculate them at the bottom as we go. I will email that either to all of you. I don't have your email or Tom's.
Yeah, I don't
I'll email it to the
I don't
borough.
like giving out my email.
Then don't. That's fine. I'm just saying. I
Well,
want
you
to.
can give
I'll
us
send
a
it
copy
to
of
her,
her, yeah.
and she can get it to you. That'll work for you as well, Tom?
One thing I noticed here, I mean, Bird didn't have nothing for liquid fuel.
That is not in your general revenue, so that would be a special budget, so that was okay. Right now, let's just stick with general revenue and get some good numbers, so
I didn't
then
see
we
that.
can move on.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
State fund.
All right, here you get down to a goofy one, it's real estate transfer tax. It's basically when somebody sells or buys property, there's a tax the borough collects. Again, I'm always referring to 2021. You brought in $3,000. But lowering that, Mary Sue had $1,000. I wouldn't know what to put in there, so you're gonna have to make your best guess on how
21
much
you said
property.
was 3,000.
In 21, it was 3,000, but you could say, well, it won't be that every year. No,
Oh, no.
if you sell just a couple houses now, since the price of property went up, you're probably gonna make more on that. I think do you know, Diana, the real estate transfer tax?
I think
1%.
Is that a 1%? 1%?
I thought it was a 0.5%.
It could be, I don't
School
know.
district gets half and.
That could
borough
very
gets-
well be.
That's
what
correct.
I'm saying. I don't know that. So you would be right there. So I don't know what to tell you.
We put that lower. If you want to put it higher, go ahead.
No, I wouldn't. I certainly wouldn't go any higher. Certainly not any higher.
3,000.
You want to put 1,000? Is that what you said?
No, what do you think? 2,000, 2,500, whichever. 2,000.
That's two.
I'll give us leeway either way.
That's 2,000's
Are there
probably
many
realistic.
properties for sale right now?
There's a lot.
It's strange how it goes. Like you said, I'm surprised at some of them sell for now, but then you go back down where some only sell for 50,000 or 40
You know,
or.
even family transfer from one family to the other, they pay transfer fee. Don't they?
Some of them don't.
Yeah. We'll up that to 2,000.
2,000.
That's what I put down.
I'm very slow. I'm not used to this computer. Jerks me around. All right, I got 2,000 in there. Okay, then we'll get down to the earned income tax. That's 1%. Again, going back to the audit, it showed, I believe, 32,000 in there, and I did something else. Jerry was kind enough to provide us with some of his right-to-know information. So I had the bank accounts for January and February and October and November. I tallied all them up for those 4 months. It came to $10,700. So if you multiplied it by 3, you'd be hitting 32,000 again. And that's a pretty good sample. If you have a third, and you're doing statistics, that should be, so I have 30,000 in there. You could be comfortable going with 32, and that's going to be your call. You know, how but the evidence suggests that you'll bring in 32.
Yeah,
You
we
could
have
put
a
it
25. We put 25.
Yes. I would say that's too low.
It was 23. 28 was
28 last year.
in 1923.
Yeah.
In 2023, you see what it was. So
28.
But again, this year, I did that sampling for you. You could easily go through, you could do 12 months. It didn't take me very long to go through 4 months, which is a third of the year.
I don't know if there's really many people, extra people went, worked. This time, the working people was dwindling.
Yes, it's all.
So that was your
you get
income
nothing
tax was
for us.
dwindled.
Yes, but that's what you got. When I added up 2023 by using your bank statements,
Right.
You'll come out to around 32. I have 30 in there on this one. So you guys have to decide how close you want to put that.
We get some people getting raises, we get other people who's
Yes,
retiring, it's
yes.
no longer earned income.
Yes,
Yeah.
and what's eventually going to happen? We will die, and younger people that work will take over.
We'll
Some of
die.
this- We will.
We
Nobody's
are
made,
dying.
yes, we haven't. Nobody's made it out alive yet that I'm
We're
aware
waiting
of.
for that zap from something. Yeah. Anyway,
So
back to-
anyway,
back to the-
You want to leave it at 30? You want to leave it at 30, or you up down?
What do you think you got?
Yeah, we could leave it at 30.
Leave it at 30.
Okay.
You're probably on. You're going to talk $1,000.
So there's no really increase there.
Paul, well, I have a question. What is not the danger, what is the problem? Is it best to, in your opinion, to overestimate or
No,
underestimate?
if I would make a mistake, I would err on the side of conservatism. If you inflate your numbers, you're going to
That's-
get
Gonna get in
We're
trouble.
gonna get deeper in trouble.
There is no inflation.
So if you do a little bit low, and if you get more, that's to your
Yes,
advantage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
The bad thing is you estimate this too low, you've got to make some serious decisions.
yeah.
Then you're going to lay people off. So you want a realistic
As
budget.
close
here.
as possible.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, without inflating anything. Don't play any games. All right, so there is no occupational tax here. Then you get this local service tax. And I think that's like a privilege to work tax, is it not? So the amount of number of people that's working actually in the borough. How do you get that money? Does anyone know when that comes in January? He doesn't get it. You don't collect that, do you?
No, Keystone by law is earned income and this
So
occupational
it's going
privilege
to
tax.
Keystone, then it's
They
coming
come here
here.
with Keystone, they send it here.
Okay. I don't know what.
That's at PERTA? Is that?
No, that is not PERTA. That's the public utility realty tax. And we'll get that out when that one's. This is just a privilege. I call it privilege to work tax.
Yeah.
It's paid by people who work in the borough.
Yes, yes. It's probably like $5 or something
I
like
think it's
that.
$10.
All right. I've been out so long, I wouldn't know.
That's right, but some municipalities, it's more than that.
Yeah.
Is that $10 shared with the school?
No, I think it's
No,
just.
you would
comes right
have
to
to
you.
look to your own ordinances, and it should address this in those, or it should, whether it
Right.
does or
Yeah.
not, I
Same
can't
as,
tell you.
I don't know,
220.
we're in Altoona. If
220.
you work in Altoona, you don't live there, you gotta pay the special tax.
That's the
different.
1% tax that we already did, so wherever you work, it goes to your home
Well,
school
now,
district and
When I
borough.
worked for the Curves, I paid that 1% in
Yes.
the local tax. Plus, I had to pay a certain percentage to Altoona for working in Altoona.
Right,
Yes,
that was
that's-
that local service.
That's
That's
what we're
different.
talking, that's what we're talking
It's
about
up to
now.
the employer to send your percent here.
Now, here's the thing, I don't know, I looked again on the audit, it was 1,700. I have no idea what to put in there. I have no idea. Based on, so how many people were employed at all the businesses downtown is what, so at the mini mart, at the bars, at the dentist's office, all those places. I don't know what that number would come to. And again, it was 1,700 in 2021. I
It
can't tell you any more.
$239 last year.
Pardon me?
And it looks to be $239 last year?
No, I don't know where that number came, I don't know how you got, 250 is what I see, but where.
I
don't know
mean,
where-
no, it's in
but-
23. Last year, 23.
23.
What was it in 23? Does anybody know?
239.
$239?
It doesn't seem like very much.
No, that doesn't seem, again, how do you go from
We got
1,700
what,
to
one,
21?
two, three restaurants.
Yes, the bars, the
Bar.
Minute Mart.
But then
yeah,
again, Minimart was closed down a lot last year while they were rebuilding.
Don't know what to tell you, I don't know what to say on that.
That seems pretty
Take
low.
it, let's take it, 17 might be high, what if you took it down to 1,000?
Yeah, I was about ready to say that. Let's take it 1,000.
Do you live with that? I don't know, I'm asking here.
Yeah.
I don't know
But
what
I
to put in
think,
there.
there's a lot of people working in the borough.
Yeah, the bars
Yeah.
and the restaurants and the funeral home and,
The thing is, are they all turning it in? That's the big thing.
They're supposed to.
They're supposed to.
Yes, I don't.
How much,
I put 1,000 in there,
yeah, you.
I don't know what else to say about that. Is that your best guess, $1,000?
Gotta be someplace, so.
All right, then you're down to your cable franchise fees, that's going to be 2,900, just what you have in there.
Yeah.
Right. Then you have nothing for demolition or building permits on yours. I mean, you should get back to,
Wait a minute, that's in
Issuing-
another,
that would be under licenses and permits is where I'm getting these.
yeah, but that's, wait a minute.
But I don't know, I'll just continue this. I don't know if you guys are still issuing permits. It's not important for the revenue here, but tax revenue later on, somebody else.
Some of
It's an
them,
addition.
have to go to Clearfield. The bigger ones, they send down like, say for instance, Minimart. That
Yes,
was
right.
Serve safe, safe serve. right?
Yes,
Those two are.
but if I put an addition, if somebody puts an addition on their house, are they getting a permit from the borough to do that? All right,
If it's
well,
under 1,000, if you're putting addition onto the house, you're attaching to your house, yeah, you gotta get a permit from the county and from the borough.
Okay,
I did.
all right, so,
But
I don't know.
if it's a building that's under 1,000 square feet, and it's not attached to another building, you just need a borough permit.
well, what do you, is there any revenue? I have two
Yeah,
categories.
there
here,
is, but I think it's
demolition.
in another category.
I have $100 in each of those. I don't know what to put in there. I don't know how many permits.
Because you have the
Permits are
building
only-
and the demolition.
They're only $25 a piece, right?
Well, some are 50,
Okay,
depending on.
all right.
Yeah, the building permits, it depends on how much.
Well, tell me what to
Cost
put in
is.
there, I guess, is what I'm asking.
I'm trying to see
I
if
have
we
no
have-
idea.
I'm pretty sure it's in somewhere else there.
Your code enforcer now should be out watching for people building.
Yes? Right.
Yes.
I can't find it. But they do
Well,
work
they
on
can, based on their own knowledge, I don't know what to tell you. You have to come up.
Just-
I have
you-
$100 in
I'm
each
sure
of
it is
them.
here.
I don't know if that's good, bad, ugly, where it came from, I don't know.
I've seen it 200, 250 a month, but then drop for 6 months, you
You
don't
do
do
nothing,
anything.
yes.
So it isn't very consistent.
Right, it's a tough one, it's tough, so that's up to council to come up with a number to put in there.
I think you'd be safe with 200.
I thought I seen it in here.
Combined, I have 100 for demolition and another 100 for building permits.
Yeah, that would be an issue.
Are you guys all right with that?
Yes.
Then let's move on. All right, down magistrate, I have 500 in there, you guys have 100. I don't know what, I have no idea what to put in there. All I can do, my numbers came from, again, I always refer to the 21 audit, that's
There again,
all I
it
have.
fluctuates like crazy.
Yes.
I got a
Yes.
check here recently for $3.62.
Yes.
So when they send me one for 15 or 20, it's,
Well, you have two sources, magistrate and state police, I have 500 in each of those, that's probably,
that's high, that's high.
what do you want to take that down to, both of them, each?
That's real high quality.
All right. Do you want to get down to 100 for each?
I wish that we could do 500.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm with you on that.
Counselor, where are you at?
I'm on fines. So
Okay.
you have three sources, you have
330,
yeah.
magistrate, state
I was
police,
making note of the last one
restitution.
here.
And she's saying take them down to 100. Here's
100 or
something,
150, whatever. Do I like to work with the zeros and just?
I leave, that's just what I was gonna say. This budget serves another purpose. If you apply for a grant, this is the first thing they see. I make it look like a resume, and your eye likes zeros better than a whole bunch of numbers. So if that's enough to tilt you, you know, if you have two competing boroughs, if neatness or, you know, yeah, but psychology, zeros.
Easier on the eyes.
Yes, so I would tend to use zeros, as, you know, round up or round down to get zeros for cosmetic reasons. As a guy looking at this, you want him to be real happy and pleased. This is fun looking at. You know, it's a game, but you got to use every tool you have available to you. So where are we at? What am I putting 100 in there for magistrate and state police? Is that what I'm doing?
That'd be fine.
Okay, yeah.
So get this computer there.
Then take these bonds.
And the same for each of them, right? Just so I understand what we're doing.
Yes, that's what they said.
Sorry, I'm extremely slow at this. I'm not used to this computer. The worst typist in the world anyway. All right, restitution, nothing needs to be said about that. That's what it is. That's $1,800. Okay, here's where there's a big one missing. Nothing is in your budget at all for, I call it township fire protection. And what that is, we have to pay the borough's workers' comp. And then the townships pay 81% of that, we pay 19%. So before we can get this number, we are going to need to look at the insurance policies. We need this for three things. We need the borough's workers' comp, the fire company's workers' comp, and the borough's unemployment comp. We need those.
That's not in here?
No, not at all.
Because I
And
had them out there, all of them
well,
were doing it.
we actually need, before we can do the revenue side, we actually have to figure the expenditure. We have to know what we're paying for the fireman's workers' comp. And then you calculate 81% of that, and that's what the townships will send here. So it'd be easiest if you can just lay your hands on those policies, because we're going to need these policies.
That's why I'm looking, because we had them here with us, and I'm looking to see if it was under something else, because sometimes these numbers are.
Well, it would still be real helpful if we had those policies, because that is an area, your insurance poor. After you pay all your insurances, there's nothing left here. So it would be real helpful just to see exactly what we're paying for those two. And partially because I have no idea what we're paying in unemployment costs. I'd like to see that. It doesn't matter if you can grab those things. Do you want me to delay? Should we just be on hold until we
No,
get
go
them?
ahead. Wait a minute.
Because we can do other things, like we can go down to
It is, it's on the back page.
how much is fireman's workers' comp?
Workman's compensation is $6,500.
That would be ours. So how much is the fire company's?
Insurance liability is 65. I didn't know they were even.
Yeah, there should be a separate policy.
Yeah, I know it is. There's
It should come up
There's
around.
three. There's three policies. And they're big.
What's after that?
After that would be rents, the rent of this building.
Okay.
And as far as I know, the senior center should be paying rent right now. And that's the best of my recollection. And I entered into that contract with them. That would be $350 a month. They paid that they were allowed to deduct $6,000 from rent. That would take you less than 2 years.
I believe she was gonna look up that contract again
Yes.
and reread it.
Yes.
I haven't talked to her since then to
Yes.
find out if she has.
Now, unless something got by me there and I forgot, which is possible, I entered into that contract at the end of December of 2021. And it started in January of 2022. And so from there, every month, it would be $350 until they hit $6,000. And then they start paying cash here. That's my recollection. If there was a different date in that, it got by me. I'm usually pretty careful.
We'll have to see that contract,
Yes.
to know for sure.
Yes, I leave it, that doesn't offend me. That's what you should do, yes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I would do the same thing, look at the damn contract.
I'm
And
signing
you
this,
know
I'm
what
not
you're
going on
talking
your
about.
word.
Yes, I don't, I have no problem with that, I wouldn't either. Yes, that's the thing, look at the contract, but if you do the, here's, I came up with $5,700 based on, she has $1,000 for rent of building, I just simply added the senior center contract to that and came up with $5,700.
Well, I took that, I was figuring, think that, like, yeah, they should pay rent.
And they do,
And-
and they will, yes, I don't know, again,
And I
I'm not
haven't-
sure this other stuff's right.
I gotta break down for, how much time they're in the building.
Yes,
Okay.
are you talking about the senior
And I gotta
center?
break down to, like, the Coal Museum goes 1 day a week.
Yes, and they pay no rent here.
Okay, well, I have it for I gotta work down for $50 a month, a month.
If they don't give you that.
No,
Yes.
I'm saying
Saying
that,
if you were to charge
Right.
them rent, you'd charge them
and,
$50 a month.
nursery's 3 days a week, charge
Yes.
them $150 a month.
Okay, what are they paying right now? That's what, I don't know those
I don't
things.
know.
So that's how I'm trying to figure
I
out.
think
I
I don't know how much they're paying now.
Write this down, the one that, covers the building and everybody here is $6,056, and that just went up. So you're safe at 6, it didn't go over 7 or anything, you're safe at 6
You
for
got
that
that,
one.
you taking notes on
I'll
those?
get
I'm
you the
not
file.
on that one.
Yeah, that one,
Yeah, if you write that down, when we get down to the expenditure part, that's gonna come up.
then,
Mr. President, I thought you were trying to find out the policy for the firemen.
She is.
she's,
Oh,
She's
okay.
still
You just
looking
ran
at it.
across that one first, so.
Okay.
And then with the
So
library-
we're gonna need that information.
then the library only open for 2 days a week, and then we can charge them $100 a month. It will pretty much come down to $50 per day for each day
And,
per
and,
month.
and again, that's your
Right.
plan looking forward.
Right, and the senior center, $200 a month, because they're open 5 days a week.
Are you saying you wanna put that in here in this right now?
Well, that's something we
Before
have to bring up when
Yes, I,
right
since
now.
it isn't in
This is-
effect
this
now,
is-
yes. Let's leave it out. Let's
Right,
just get the
because
money we
we're not
know.
sure about that.
Yes,
We don't-
we are sure that we should get money
Because we don't know
from.
what the contract says or anything like
Now,
that.
here's something
But that's
else
just something,
that you can do.
you
When
know, you come up with $5,700. Well, you're guessing,
Well,
and that comes out to $6,200 a year.
Well, here's something else you can do. We're gonna do these numbers. If you figure out that, no, we made a mistake here, you guys can always adjust
Yeah.
that.
Through the year. 'Cause
No,
things
no, I
always-
mean now, if
Okay.
you find out, once this is submitted, you're pretty much locked into this.
Okay.
You have to
Yeah.
send it to DCED. So I'm saying if I go home and you think about it and say, this number's wrong, you have the liberty
Yeah,
to
we gotta do it
adjust that.
today.
Yeah, we wanna do it
Yeah.
today and get this done.
Okay, we do 2 with workers' comp, one of them, I'll round it off, it's 1,300, there's another one. We're gonna get
You
the
got
fire.
this?
That's for workers' comp.
I would. Is that 1,300 or 13? Is that what she said?
1,300, yeah.
Okay.
Is that for a
the
quarter
fire
or for a
company-
year?
That's what, right, the fire companies, these are hot. The fire company's going to be around 13,000
Yes.
by itself.
Right.
So that's why I asked if that was the right number there. And that's
Was
what
that
we
for
need.
firemen's,
No, that's for the workers here.
just for workers here?
How often is that paid?
There's that one and then there's one through PSAB, so there's.
Two of them, that's what I thought. You know, there's something else. I think you go through PSAB for one half, and then you go through a regular insurance company for the other to save a few bucks. I don't know that it's worth it. Do you know what I mean? It's just easier if you deal, I don't know what the deal is there,
That'd be-
but it just complicates things, you know? You're dealing with 2 insurance companies, just something for the
It was
back of
like,
your mind.
wasn't it about $180 I saw the checks for each time she writes them?
That would sound, let me look here.
At PSAB.
I would think what I have for workers' comp on here is 6,500, and again, I got that from the audit. And the firemen's, I had to estimate this one, when they, what they did, they combined them together, it came to $18,000. Now, they didn't break them down, it didn't say this is fireman. So I knew when I was here before, firemen's was 12,000. Barbie told me at some point that it was reduced to 9. I don't believe it ever was, not from what I can see. So collectively, they come to $18,000. That is a big chunk of change for just workers' comp. And then I don't know what you pay for unemployment compensation. Again, that number, in the audit, they mix it in with other stuff and I couldn't get it out. You need to know that.
Used to know the percentage, but I can't remember that now.
Well, and they change it all the time.
Yeah, they
on
do.
that one, yes.
People I thought they could figure it out, they changed it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some of those, I think it's workers' comp. If you're a secretary, for example, the fee would be very little, but if you run the heavy equipment out there, they're gonna hit you real hard, because it's dangerous and something could happen, you get hurt easily.
Well, the equipment's a little bit safer than what it was when I got on here.
You gotta give the guys some credit that got that money, by the way.
I don't know where it came from, I know it's
joking.
available.
I got it. The word of 21 came up with that
But
money.
I'm surprised it wasn't fixed before that.
Well, we had, wish
This
it
is the
could,
one for the fire company. 10,815, so if you went even, it'd be 10,800. What?
Okay.
It doesn't go down.
I'm just gonna put it, I'm gonna put it 11,000 in here, just
Okay.
for easy numbers. Where am I at here? I had 12 in there.
Yeah, that's the newest one, it's good until, that one runs August to August.
Okay.
Okay,
And what's the other
all
one?
right.
Was that 3?
This computer
You got another
jerks me
workers'
around.
comp?
I gave you one.
Yeah,
Oh, the PSAB.
and then we need unemployment comp as well.
Yeah.
All right, are you all right with 11,000 in there? Just an easy number. For
Farmers' comp.
firemen's workers comp,
Yeah.
yes. All right. Okay, now what we have to do, anybody have a calculator? You have to take 81% of 11,000. Let me see, I probably have,
11,000.
yeah, it's 81% of that. You have a calculator there, Tom?
I'm
not
getting to
doing
the
it.
calculator.
Pardon me?
I'm getting to it.
Oh, okay.
81%'s $8,910. Well, I
All right, so we'll just put $8,900. This is gonna take me back to the
Yeah.
revenue side.
Perfect.
I'm faster than your phone.
Faster
All
than get out on my phone.
All right, here's what, this is not on the budget you're looking at, so I'm going to put this on here as, all right, 8,900?
Yeah.
Got that right? All right, just making sure. So that's in there. That's revenue coming in. That's what the townships have to pay their fair share, which is much greater than our share. All right, that takes us back down to rent of buildings. So we're gonna have to figure out $350 times 12, if that contract is right.
Know what it is?
Yeah, it'd be $350 a month times 12 for.
4,200.
Okay, and then there is money coming in from the little school that would be added on to that. Now, and I don't know what that number would be.
Is that the line item 342.20?
Yeah, that's good that you brought that up, Jerry, because I don't have that. It wasn't on there, and I don't know why I wouldn't have that on my budget here, but I have no DCED. Is it DCED?
Do you want a copy? There's
No.
a copy right there.
No, somebody can figure that out. Who's?
I just wanted to follow where you are.
That would be the
Oh,
only
it might, I think it's 350. I think it's 350
Oh,
is the number. What do they call it? Chart of accounts? Is it DCED chart of accounts?
Yes,
Is that the right one?
yes, these are.
I believe it's 350. 350. And it would be intergovernmental revenue is what
Yes.
that is, so it's revenue coming from another source.
But it's not listed on here at all as
Not
building.
on that, it's not listed on there, that's why I said a big number was omitted,
I can't do it under pressure.
but it's on what I'm doing here
See, when
now.
I get on QuickBooks, I can,
You can go. All right, we put
I'll get it last.
for township fire, I'm calling it, you can change this name, I'm calling it township fire protection, because they have to pay us for $8,900 in there. Now it takes us down, now we're down to rent of buildings. What did you say, you figured out 4,300 from the little school? From
I
the
think it was.
senior center, is that what you said? You just did the math on that, I was asking you.
What I was thinking about,
It's 350 times 12,
2,200.
they have,
4,200.
4,200.
yeah,
4,200 plus, then we have to add to that 4,200 the amount that you get from the little school.
It's 300, but 350, 300.
A year or a
Oh,
month?
what were you talking about, I'm sorry.
I'm talking about, the senior center will be paying you $350
Oh, that one,
a
okay.
month.
Okay.
And then we need to add to that the amount of money that you're getting from the school.
Okay, that's 300 a month, and they're in from September to May.
for 9 months,
9 months, yes.
the 300,
That's 1,200. That's in there.
That's 2,700.
that's 2,700.
So you would add 2,700.
$300, 9 months.
Is 2,700, right?
Mr. President, are you adding a new line under the 350 section for building rents or building?
No, the 350 is simply intergovernmental revenue. It's money that comes from the township. So that's the only thing that will be in that category, nothing else.
So 342.20
Yes, now we're
remains the same.
That's in rents, yes. So we're
Thank you,
down there-
Mr. President.
I'm not the president. Sorry,
What number are you on?
we're down. We're down in the 342 section. We're on rents and buildings.
I'm building
And I still don't know what to put in there. What you guys
342.2.
have come up with. What the
Well, it'd be 27 and 42.
plus?
42 plus 27,
Yes,
69. 6,900.
6,900. Okay,
That's what I come up with.
is
I
that
trust
right?
you after the last one.
Is
I
that
trust you
right?
after the last one.
Is that the right
We're
number?
adding 42 from the senior center, then $300 a month from the school,
Now the library,
nursery,
Nothing from them.
nothing from
Or just those two?
9 months,
Okay.
which is 2,700,
Okay, now,
69.
all right, I have then, we're down to donations. You don't have that category. I have 500 for donations.
I see a donation on there
Who
somewhere.
does that?
I don't know. I think that's what you consider when you rent the pavilions and that
Oh,
type
that
of
was in
stuff.
there, I put that in with rental.
All right, you could do that. Do you want that? That's fine. Then you can take donations out entirely. So then we're adding to rent of buildings a little more. How much should we add to that? How much in pavilion rentals? We're at 6,900 now. I am going to take the 500 in donations out. Is that right? Is that what you're telling me to do? No donations here? Take it to zero? The VFW or the churches, nobody gives a donation here anymore?
You mean right into here? No,
Yes.
just pavilion stuff.
Okay,
They don't
so,
even.
all right, then let's just put the pavilions, how much should I put into pavilions for renting them? We're at 6,900 on renting buildings, and we're including pavilions
It's
in
not
with
much,
that.
it's not much like it used to be.
Give me
Wait a minute.
$100?
No.
I think it's
I don't
$7,000.
No, they give 50, sometimes they give more, 75, 100, so. I don't think it was 500 this year, it's gotten lower.
It's
So
another,
put 300 in there to be safe, it's lower.
7,200, is that where we're at then? When we add that all together? Let's see if I can do this here.
69, you said what? 300.
There we go. All right, that is taking us down to, we are now down to what they call state shared revenue. And we'll start with Jerry's PERTA, that is the Public Utility Realty Tax Act.
Yeah, this
How
has
crazy is it?
intergovernmental revenue.
That intergovernmental is money that you're getting from the townships. This, what we're getting here is called state shared revenue because they collect it and they give us a share of it. And it would be the 355s is where you'd be on your chart of accounts. So what I'm giving you is it's the right
Yeah,
terminology.
I know what you mean.
Now, again, on this PERTA, when I looked on the audit, it was just shy of 500 and you have 50. As far as I know, it's actually 400 and some bucks. I rounded it up to 500 because I like zeros.
I think it's about the where we come up on the anything with missing was a zero.
Yeah, that could
I
be
just
so.
wonder if that's an oversight.
It could be.
You
It
know?
could very well could be. And some of the other
It
ones
says
that we
50
looked
got a
at,
zero, be 500, which is what we would figure.
yes, some of the other ones I thought maybe were dyslexic, like the real estate tax, it was 45. If you turn it around, you get 54.
Yeah.
And the same with the earned income tax.
I
It
mean,
was
it's-
just switched
it's
around.
stuff
It was
could happen.
23 Yes, shit happens. Not a
Yeah.
perfect world, right.
Right.
So we're trying to get it right now as best we can.
Yeah, so that would make sense that when this would get
Yes.
up, that someone could
Yes.
put an extra zero in there.
Anything's possible.
You know.
Anything. All right, so I have 500 there now. Liquid fuels does not go in this one because it has its own budget. So
Okay.
there's nothing there intentionally. And for the liquor license fees, you actually bring in 350. I rounded it up to 4 because I like zeros.
Yeah,
And that's
it's
going to throw you out of whack that much.
easier that way.
Yeah, so it
I
just
do the
looks
same thing.
better. All right, now that takes us down to foreign fire insurance, and we're in the ballpark there. I wrote 1,700. What actually comes in is 1,749.
Yeah, that's a.
Okay, now we're down to one that I do not know, and that is the Marcellus Shale distribution. I think they call it
They don't-
drilling impact fee.
Yeah, they don't call it that anymore.
Is it the drilling impact fee or something? Or
13.
whatever it is, I can't remember the name, but in 21, we brought in $1,700. I don't know that you're bringing that amount in
Yeah,
now.
this is the right, that is exact.
Oh, you're 1,747?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'll just leave it at 1,700, just round it. We rounded some up, so we're rounding this one down, just. All right, now here's where we're at there.
Where'd you round the foreign fire off to?
1,700.
17.
Yes. Now, if, I'll go over this and make sure. As far as I know, this computer added that up to be $112,500. That's your revenue. It seems like it's a little bit low. I don't know. I thought it was up higher, a little higher.
When you're talking Marcellus, you're talking about Act 13, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
I will, you guys may want to, I'll email this to you. You may want to check this because sometimes with the spreadsheet, it's operator error. I don't use it often. I'm not used to this computer, so there could be mistakes here. So be real smart. Better safe than sorry. You're going to have the right numbers. You may not have, I think you have the right total. I'm just saying, somebody should check my work. You should, just should. So anyway, we're dealing, this is bad news, as you're gonna find out now when we go through the expenditures. That's $112,500 in revenue. That's a big household, is what that is. You're trying to run a borough on household income. That's not even that big nowadays.
We ain't got nothing but a household.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, you're not dealing with a lot of money here.
I think Unionville's got more higher population than Coalport.
They do, yeah, they definitely do.
I'm not talking township, just the town of Unionville.
Oh, you're probably not far off. All right, here, let's go through, we're now on the expenditure side. Are you satisfied with the revenue side that we just went through? You guys satisfied with that? Came up with how we came up with it? Can we move on to expenditures? It's over.
Morning, Coalport Borough, may I help you? Yes, it is.
Can we go to revenue?
Yeah.
Expenditures?
Okay. Yeah.
We move on? All right, so we're at wages. We've done this calculation before, but let's just do it again. The guys get 55 hours at $12 an hour times 52 weeks.
So they don't get $12 an hour.
They are in 24. That's what Mary Sue said, that
Yeah.
Ryan
Ryan
gets a
gets
raise.
$11.50.
Right, and she
Joe
said
gets
12. right?
12.
Right, now she told me Brian's going up to 12. We're talking 2024 now. That's what she
Right.
said at one of the meetings.
I thought we were going up from what, I thought you'd get 11, went from 11 to 11.50, and you're gonna give them 57.
I don't know. You guys are going to have to tell me that. Well, here's the
That's
deal.
not heard.
Here's the deal. That's going to be very, very close anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If we use $12, you're not going to be too far
Yeah.
off here. You just won't be, because there's not that many hours. And then, if anyone do the math on that? I come up with, and where am I at here?
66.
And then you have to add another $1,200 that he's getting for code enforcement. He gets $100. He gets $10, $100 a month. So that's $1,200 that you would add. When I do the math on that, I come up to $35,500. If you want to take that 500 off, that would account for your. But go ahead, you do the math. See what you do.
Okay, thank you.
I got 35,520.
Okay, that's where I'm at. And that's after you add in the 1,200.
Yes.
You get the same thing, Rick?
Yeah.
I put $35,500 in there. You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
All right, then let's move down to Mary Sue's. Same calculation, 25 hours times $11 an hour times 52 weeks. That gives me 14,300 if you're getting,
Yeah.
same math?
Same that.
Okay, all right. Then we've got to do, am I going too fast?
No.
All right, if I do, just
No.
slow me down, because I'll burn through it. All right, I would then look at Jerry's wages. Anybody know how to calculate Jerry's wages? I know you do. You got to be quiet. All right, we talked. Do you know how you figure out his take? Anybody know?
I know he gets 5% of anything that he collects.
I think the way I read that, it's anything that's collected. Maybe you can cast some light on this. You wouldn't
Sorry, I
know.
don't know.
I contacted, one,
Well, it would,
two, three, 4 tax collectors. And who did I talk to?
well, it doesn't matter. It's
Guy
what you
Pitt-
decide to do here, how you want to pay him. He gets,
Dan Williams in Harrisburg.
well, let me look here. He's compensated differently from
Can
the school
I finish what I was
district.
saying, please?
Yeah, but I'm saying it won't matter, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Anyhow, I talked to 3 tax collectors in the county. I talked to a gentleman that I've been keeping contact about tax problems, collection problems. And he gets 5% of tax collected that he collects. If the county collects it, or Keystone collects it, he don't get none of that. He don't get no percentage of that.
That's where he's at here. Now, the school district takes care of that. You
I don't know
are
about the school district, I'm talking about the
It-
borough.
The
Yes,
law says
that's up
that
to
I
us.
get credit for it. The school,
says that?
Here, I'll give you the statute if you want to. The school gives me credit for unpaid tax.
The
Well,
school?
You're
The
paid
school.
by the
Well, we're not the school.
But-
I know,
I'm talking about just
but
the borough.
I'm pleading with you to establish. I don't care if I get 2% of what the county gets. I'd
No.
like some kind of
Why
credit.
should we give you percentage of it and no one else does?
Because you are Coalport Borough. You can do whatever you want, and that's what Paul was trying to say.
I'm saying, why should we give you even 2% of the taxes that you do not collect?
I'll tell you why.
Burkheimer,
Where the other tax collectors don't get nothing.
that's their stupidity.
Here's why you should.
Hold on, we're stopping right here.
All right,
It's not good to call people stupid, it isn't.
let's
No one here is stupid, we're doing the best we can.
let's look at it like
But
this.
when I get other people says one thing and he says something different,
I know, I get that.
it's the way it is. But,
Well, so what percent, you're saying, that goes into the budget, do we pay him? That's what needs to go into the budget,
Here-
not what the school does.
No, here's what I'm saying, they count, the way they account for that is you are paid by the bills that you send out.
That's
are you
correct.
not? Here's why I would pay him for everything, because he has to send a bill to every taxpayer, and he has to follow up. If they choose to go to the county and pay that, that doesn't seem right, because he's still put in the work. Now, I know Jerry's about as popular as a skunk at a picnic, so let's forget that
Well,
who
you
the
think I'm
tax
more than I do.
collector is. Just forget who the if you were doing the job, how would you want to be compensated? You're not gonna get rich here. 5% of the take
I'm not
is
getting anything out of it.
$3,000, neither am I. But I'm saying, if you were the tax collector, how would you want to be paid?
Okay,
And forget that
Here's
it's
it.
Jerry.
tax collector. The tax he collects, he gets his percentage.
How would you feel?
If the county collects it, and Keystone collects it, but not him,
But
why should he get paid
how
for
would
it?
you feel about that if you were the tax collector?
I'd be fine with it, because I didn't collect it. I didn't do the paperwork to collect
But
it.
you did do the paperwork. You sent out the
No.
bills, you put the stamps on. You did-
We're done with this tax
Yeah, but they
collector.
don't-
Good enough. Well, you gotta come up with the number then, what you're going to put in there for his compensation. Are we going by what he collects or what is collected? I don't know.
What he
their
collects.
opinion- But what about their opinions?
Mr. President,
Well, but if he sends them all out, I think he should get paid for it.
There's one, Tom.
I actually agree with Carol.
You're kind of,
But that's not in the budget. That's not what we're going with what he does now. Not
Well-
what you would like to change in the future.
no, I'm saying that's how he should be, it only comes to
We-
$3,000. That's all you're talking about here. It's actually 2,800. That's all he gets.
But that could make a difference the other end.
But he knew that
Well-
when he was hired. You taught me that.
Yes, that's
about
true, but
$4,000.
I thought, and I don't know what he thought, I thought he was paid based on everything that was collected. This is kind of a new twist. I didn't realize he wasn't being compensated.
I don't think
until he
anybody
told
did.
What's that?
I don't think anybody knew that.
No, I didn't know much about, I was blindsided by the whole thing, was learning as we went. So
I've
I'm
never known-
saying you guys,
I'm not aware if the prior tax collectors
I
got
don't
paid
know
for
that.
I don't know.
We
I
can
don't, none of us
research this.
know.
I'm going by the information that I received.
Yes,
Okay, and like I said, I contacted three different county, Greenfield County tax collectors. And that's what I was told.
Here's another way to look at
They
this.
said they've never been paid that. That's the county collectors, they get paid for that.
If you want somebody else to run, it has to be worthwhile. I mean, $3,000. He won't even make 3,000. He'll make 2,800 for doing this. I wouldn't do the job for that, to be honest
Well, that's
for you.
That's his choice.
I know it is, but I'm saying if you want
We
other
have nothing to
people
do
to,
hiring him.
well, you do by how you compensate him. That's an incentive
It's
for
people-
someone to take it.
The people elected him as tax collector.
Yes.
97%.
Well, all right. Which one are we using? They want to use the gross. You want to use.
Well, if they want to use that, go ahead then.
Okay,
I mean,
then
that's
okay.
two gets one.
That's what I would say. It comes to $3,000 is his wages. It'll be actually 2,800. I would put then the other question in there. How much are his supplies? How much is he reimbursed for stamps and paper, whatever?
It's down there.
Well, how much is, tell me, I'm just putting it, should I not put it in here with his wages? Do you break that out separately?
It has tax collector commission
Yes.
and then
You have
supplies and,
$1,000 is what you have in there, right?
yeah.
Is that what it is?
It comes more than that because we have to pay part of what the county prints for him too. So, in the rack program, and so it comes, thousands a good rounded number.
Okay, so then if we put
Thanks, Henry.
$4,000 in there, that would include, and you guys can work his compensation out later. That's up to you. But if we put that, we're not talking a lot of money here. If we put $4,000 in there, that would be $1,000 for reimbursable supplies and $3,000 for wages. This isn't going to bust your budget. It's not going to do that. I just need to know what he makes, what to put in there.
Mr. President,
Yes.
just a clarification, you're putting that as something that I am getting. I am not getting it. By law, the county and you and the school have to pay for those bill forms. It's not income to me. It has nothing to do with me. It's by law.
Let's just move on.
Thank you,
from
Mr.
it.
President.
Moving on.
4,000 in there, are you okay with that? That is his. Now that takes us down to, anybody know how to calculate Social Security and Medicare?
14.2%.
We only pay half of that, so we
Okay,
pay
it'd be 7.1%.
7.65% would be half of.
What do you want?
What we're not going to do now is figuring out Social Security / Medicare.
That's all in,
It's up near wages and all that stuff. It's up
yeah, you have a
wages and
different,
benefits.
you have a different setup there evidently.
Yes, well, I'm telling you, we will calculate this and it'll be the right number. So here's what you gotta do. You gotta add all the wages together.
That's what we did, yeah.
Okay, whenever you add that together, you get 52,500 on their wages, right? When you add the guy's wages, Mary Sue's wages, and you throw in 3,000 for Jerry, you will get $52,500. And you will multiply that times 0.0765, and that will give you $4,000 that you're paying in Social Security. You want to do this math, or
We
you?
don't pay any on Jerry's.
All right, then we take his out then.
He's became independent.
Or you get a 1099 instead of W-2 then. He doesn't get a
No, no.
W-2?
I get a 1099.
Okay, all right, so that lowers it. You're not gonna be off much here anyway. All we're taking out is $3,000. So you'd be down to roughly 50,000 times 8. You're still, you can put 40. I just multiply by 8 because I can do that easier than I can 765. So you guys can do the math there. I have 4,000 for Social Security and Medicare. You okay with that number? You still doing it, Rick?
I'm still doing it.
What was the total income again?
Including Jerry's. I just put 52,000 times. I use 8%. It's pretty close.
$1,160.
So let's just put 4,000. Good enough? Looks nice. 4,000 just looks nice. And it's pretty close. All right, can we continue? We're down to workers' comp. You just looked that up, 6,500?
No, workers'
6,000?
1,300. Is that what you told me?
Yeah, I just need to get PSB.
And we forgot the PSAB,
Oh, okay.
because it has to be more than that. Again, when I looked it up on the budget, on the audit, it was 65.
Buildings, oh, that's building insurance.
So anyway, we need that PSAB, so we have 1,300, is it double? I don't know what to put in there for that number, for workers' comp. But the next
We
two
have
actually,
65, so.
I don't know I don't even know, we should know what we're talking, I have no idea if that's the right number or not. And I don't know, the next one would be unemployment comp, and I don't know it either. We need those two, Mary Sue. Workers' comp, totally, I guess that'd be the PSA, you have 1,300 plus PSAB. Which one is one of them is taken out of the workers' pay. We actually wouldn't want that. We just want
No,
what we
we
pay.
just want what we pay.
Yes.
And that's what was figured in here, not what
What is,
goes out of there.
you had 6,500 in there, according to what unless I mistranscribed something. What are you telling
You're
me?
on the page review.
We would be on the expenditure page.
Yeah,
It would be total wages
Oh,
and
down here.
benefits. Yeah, you have,
481 to 484?
yes.
Okay.
You have 6,500 in there for workers' comp. Is that the right number? Is that what we should go with?
Is that what I told you?
I don't think, I think he
Who wrote
said
down
was-
my
he
paper
wrote
report
it down,
exam?
he said
Well, I got
1,300.
1,300, but you said that wasn't everything.
No, PSAB, but the other one he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know which is which, I don't know which, your
Okay.
unemployment compensation, we need that one, and we need workers' comp.
Okay.
Okay, now you put down there for work, for unemployment, $900.
Yes,
I don't know, I'll get it out, and I'll
I'm just
call him
saying,
and have him plug it in.
we should do
We
that
don't-
before, while these
no.
people were here. So they know we should do
I'm not
that.
that good a secretary. If I had the QuickBooks, I could punch it in and look at it. And I do not have my worksheets from when I worked through the whole year for it. I didn't know we were doing this, so.
I don't know what to say here, I don't know what to put in for workers' comp. You're gonna have to tell me what, I have 6,500, I thought that was your number, and you're saying that isn't. I don't know where I got the 6,500.
6,500 is what's on here,
Yes,
486, 354. Workman's comp,
Yes.
6,500.
that's what I have.
Last year, 6,266.
So shall we stick with 500?
Yes, because there is a raise here, so that would go up also with it.
It may go up anyway. I think you're gonna have some type of audit here shortly, are you not? You should probably attend that if at all possible.
It's possible.
Okay, then, all right,
That's a
then,
DCED
all
one
right,
too.
so we left workers' comp at 65, and you had unemployment comp at 900. I just rounded it to 1,000 to make it look good. So I don't know what else to put there. You guys can always look this up later and figure out what should.
As I said, could I look it up and then give you a call and you could put
Well,
it
you
in?
probably won't have to give me a call. You'll be able to put it. I'm going to email this to you as soon as I get home, and
Can you
and then
carbon
do whatever
copy?
you want with it at that point.
Just
You-
so I
you'll
know
have
where
to-
to fill it in.
Well, what you'll have to do, you will have to enter all of this into QuickBooks. I have this on a spreadsheet, so when you try to open it, you'll have to use a
I
spreadsheet.
don't do
Okay.
QuickBooks.
Can
Did
you
hear
copy
say
me?
I started my class last week.
Okay, well, anyway, at some point, this has to go into QuickBooks. This is on a spreadsheet now, so if you open it in a spreadsheet.
That's what. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm with you, all right, let's, just here, just for a point of reference for you guys, your total wages and benefits comes to $65,000, $65,300. Your whole budget's only a $112,000 budget. This will be better when you guys can actually see it. You'll know what you're working with. All right, let's go down to then we're at fireman's workers' comp. We already did that. We put 11,000 in there for that. Foreign fire relief, we did that. That's $1,700. Okay, then we're down to donation to the fire company. You have 1,700. I think that might be a typo. I think you might have meant foreign fire relief. I'm not sure, but
Well, for 2024, it's 2,000, because we already paid that for 2024.
where is that going to come from? Is that coming from general
It
revenue?
comes from ARPA.
Okay, so we don't need to put anything on here right now. And the same then with the rescue, okay. So that takes us down to auditing and financial services. You have 5,200 in there, and that seems right. That would be the price of the audit plus Rich Strong's fee for doing payroll. Legal services, I put whatever you put. You guys had 4,000, I put 4,000. Now you
even use different names of what the state uses. They just use solicitor. What'd you have on it?
I have legal services. You can, if you want to use solicitor, you can. It's the number, the chart of account number will be the same. It'll be 404 if you were using
I
QuickBooks.
think what means that accounts for me.
Now, for engineering services, since I knew how this was going to pan out, I didn't put anything there. Here, just let me give you Well, I'll wait till we get there.
I remember. Oh, that's 408.
Where am I?
Engineering
Yes,
services.
408, engineering services. I don't have anything in there. I can put something if you want. You are going, whatever you want, you're gonna be over budget by a lot, by $15,000 or more.
Don't look ahead if we don't need them.
Do you remember the other night when I said how we were balancing the budget? I'll wait till we get, I'll wait
Yeah,
till we get
for the moment, you just wanna see what's coming in and what's going out without,
Okay, we just put down, because it was 2913 last year, we put down 3. If we don't
for
use
what?
them,
Oh, the engineer?
if we don't use the engineers, no.
I
They don't charge anything, and
I know.
I have the contractor, if I have to run it on.
Well, what do you want me to put in there? No, I have nothing. I mean, if you want, you're gonna be taking it back out. Believe me, you're gonna be taking it back out. Just giving you a heads up here. Because you're gonna be way over budget. You're not even in the ballpark here. So you're gonna have some serious decisions to make. I'm just giving you, we're not there yet. The best thing to do is just keep going through that, and you're gonna see what the tally is when we do it. So anyway, what do you want me to do with engineering services? You have 3,000, I have 0. Tell me what to put in
That's
there.
how I'd leave it 0, unless we need them.
Then where the money come from then?
Then, well, you're not gonna have it anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You're
that's
you're
true,
just
too.
not gonna have it. But if you wanna
I'll have to
see where it
talk
adds
when we
up,
get to them.
just tell me what to do there. To put a number in, nothing in. It's kind of a council call.
But
Do we have anything coming up that would require engineering?
I said, that's
You
what I
never
said.
know. We had to pull them in on the minute mark thing because
Mhm.
there was problems with them.
That's done.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, the bridge down here, but I don't think we're gonna use them for the bridge because they want to do that's a long story.
And I can't.
I don't know, just put it
Anything
down
else
then. Just
is
cut it in
coming up?
half.
Whatever you want. Just tell me what to put in. Nothing, 1,000, whatever. But you're probably
Let's
gonna
put
be,
2,000 in.
you'll probably be taking it back out. is my
Or
guess.
1,000.
Put 1,000 in there?
1,000.
All right.
I can't see anything coming up that we'll need them for, but just in case.
You never know. Man.
Okay, dues and associations, I had 400, you have 250, and I just went by the audit.
I can't follow you.
Dues and association expenses, it would be 405. I know you pay to be a member of COG and Mayor Association, there's a few things. I can take that down if you
It's
want.
under 405?
Yeah, 405.42, it's called dues and association expenses.
You don't
You
have one
have,
here.
it's on there for $250 somewhere, I don't know where it was buried, but I did find it.
So 406, other general government issues, bank charges,
General government membership,
general government
Yes,
membership,
yes.
drug
406.
tests.
What is it?
406.40.
Yes,
Oh, 406, okay.
yeah, I have 405. I have 406, is that, again, wrong. Anyway, dues and associations expenses, what goes in there? What's the actual number? You had 250 on yours. Is that what I should put?
What we have here is 150. General government
Well,
membership.
he's saying it's 250 went off, those are
I
added
had
up there.
Oh, okay, that was with the drug test background check. Was also in on that 250.
Yeah, drug test background checks, we have to pay for that too.
This is pretty small.
651.
You don't have to put 250. What do you want me to put in there? 650?
The 250, and then we'll
250?
yeah.
All right, hold on a second.
And,
250 is.
Where did you say dues were placed? What line item?
405.42. It's under professional services, I guess. So I put all the professional services together. All right, that takes us down to advertising. You had 500, I put 500.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that advertising the meetings?
Yes.
Any kind of
You have to
advertising.
pay for them.
Yeah, anything we put in the paper that we advertise. Whether it be for the meeting, whether it be
Right,
for
now here's
positions.
Yeah, council.
Now we're gonna get into some weird stuff here, a little bit tricky. For total utilities, you just combined them all together. You have 17,600.
Okay,
I
what
would-
number are you on?
This would be in the 409 area, and would be in utilities. So you'd have heating and electric and water and sewage. I would break them out just like that, because some of them are bad.
Okay, I did, this is what you see here is what Terry told me to do. I had them laid out different on my
Yes.
worksheets. This is how she
Well,
said to do it. That's all I know.
Okay, that's fine, but here's, from their point of view, it's real helpful. When I'm on here, I wanna see, how much is the heating bill? How much is the electric bill?
Mhm.
I wanna see them, because some of them are problem areas,
Mhm.
and you're gonna have to look at them to cut costs. Basically, so if it's me, I would wanna see, I'd go how you laid it out
Well,
initially.
it's very hard to cut costs on utilities because they're set
Yes,
rates.
it is, but there are some, it's still good for them to see that. There
Oh,
are
yeah.
things you can do. But I would break that out. For heating, this is what I knew from the past. You paid about $3,000. Is it more now if you're talking about your coal and your wood? Just heating the furnace, the fire, not counting any labor or anything like that, just fuel.
Well, this year's nowhere near about what we paid last year.
Well, what do I put in there for heating this place?
Huh?
What was last year?
Are you on 409,
Yes,
409.36?
yes.
Public utilities.
1.268 actually.
That's the water, sewage, lights, heating, everything.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm just breaking them down into their individual components rather than lumping them all together, because here they are big. They're not normal. Do you know what I mean? You have five electric bills, whatever. So I break them out.
Like the street lighting
Yeah.
alone is over 12,000.
Oh, I don't know how that can be, but that's not on your budget, by the way. At least I couldn't find it. I have 7,000. You're saying that the street lighting alone is $12,000.
Yes.
Whoa. All right, I'm
Well,
gonna
we got public utilities, is that, you guys put that into public utilities?
I can't tell you separately, that one's in my mind, but the public utilities are all added together.
I'm saying let's unadd them. So I have a category. Rick, can you see?
But
You say that
I
for- I
understand
have
what he's
heating,
doing, he wants you to
electric,
see what
water,
each one of them is.
Street lighting. Look what I have. I have 7,000.
We don't have that in front of us right now.
I know you don't. You're at a disadvantage, and I'm sorry about that.
Well,
That's why I'm kind of showing it to you. I'll send it to
But
you.
she said that when her and Terry's here, they added them all together.
Yeah, I'm saying my
What's
reason,
yours come when it's all added together?
about 20,000, I think. I'm not sure because, see, I don't have the right numbers. All I'm saying, since these bills are big, you should see what they are so you can make decisions. You know, it's hard when someone just says we pay 17,000. That I need to know where's it going. A lot of it's going to electric.
Well, last year we paid 30,000 for public utility, that's including the heat. And last year we paid way too much for heating because.
Well, does anyone know what we're paying for heating now? Do you know?
I've paid two coal bills.
They got 6 tons each. There's what was that, $135, $165 a ton. Remember, our checks have been
Was
different.
135, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Plus the
think.
paper. Oh, I cannot pull the numbers out of my head.
Yeah, it's 130, it was, pretty sure it was 135 a ton, yeah. It was
Times
135.
12 tons.
12, probably get another 6 ton, let's figure on 20 ton.
How much?
I can sit here and look it up if you want me to.
No, I
It's
think
gonna
it
take
was
long.
135.
A ton.
Yeah.
Plus the
What
delivery.
does? Oh, there's more.
Well, that's a delivery on it.
Well, that counts. That's part of your heating expense.
Okay, Paul, this is hard
I
on the
didn't say
spot.
it wasn't. I didn't say.
I
it
know,
wasn't.
it's on the spot.
Yes.
I can
That's what we-
break this all down,
All
but
right,
because
do you
I
want,
can't do it this minute.
okay, do you wanna stop right here and let her compile the numbers and come back another day? It's your call. I will help you, or you can, whatever you want. You may be able to do a lot of this on your own. But if we don't have the numbers, it's pretty hard to.
So you're suggesting you want 409.36 and then 1 for heating, 2 for,
Yes, well, it breaks, they already give you that, like heating is 409.368, electric is 409.361. You know, I mean, they already have these categories, so we don't have to invent anything, it's a common category.
thank you,
All
Mr.
I'm
President.
trying to do is, from my point of view, I would want the most accurate numbers I could get here, and if you cannot get those numbers now, you know, then we have to take a break or do it again. It's up to you guys. I mean,
Why don't you go through with what you can, and I'll put these together.
you know, if we got
It's
one
making
month,
me go over everything again,
well,
but
suppose we took 1 month's worth of electric bills, just 1 month's, and we looked at them and, you know, they have this little graph on there. Suppose it says your average uses as a
I've
1,000
actually made a
kilowatts.
graph. This is something I've been working on because I saw a weird thing. When do you think that the street lighting bill would be the most?
I thought actually most of them would be
Summertime.
equal because 20 of those lights are under contract. Now they can, which doesn't mean it's always fixed, they can raise that if their generation or the fuel costs go up. They can pass that on in
So
that
it was
contract.
weird because
No, they're
there's a
LEDs.
couple months where it's 600, then it goes up to.
I don't know what happened there. I know when I was here in 2018, we took that down, way down.
We don't
We,
get
you
that
know, we
much
took
sun
lights
there.
out,
Yeah, I
we
know.
negotiated with them, we took 10 lights out.
10.
Yes, and we were under 9,000 then, and now you're at 12,000.
But what was it per kilowatt then?
I don't know, I mean, we took
They've
that
raised
down
the
too.
kilowatt. I think it's 11.9 now or 10.9 or something.
Yeah, they raised it.
They probably have. At one point, they had us on that green energy stuff, and we got out of that. We
Oh,
were
yeah.
paying way too much for the green stuff.
That's what I was working on to try to
Well,
get
maybe-
it down.
I'm gonna change your streetlights here. I have 7,000, she's telling me it's 12.
Okay.
So I believe her on that one, so I'm gonna put that
Now,
in.
we got we got street lights down there on Main Street, it's different than what we have everywhere else.
You have, yeah, you get 2 different bills there, and on the rest
I
of
think
those, these Cobra lights are under
Brian has
contract.
that because I said, asked Brian to go down. There's like,
Yeah.
say 5 meters in the borough. He was going down and taking meter numbers because I wanted to check that with Penelec too. I just do that. I just noticed something didn't look right, so I was working on it.
But on the old street lights, we just pay so much a light per month, or we pay.
You're under contract for the Cobra lights. They're under a fixed contract. It goes for 20 years. Now it's well into that 20
That's
years.
for one set amount. I mean, it doesn't.
It does fluctuate. If their generation costs go up, they have the right to pass that on to you. So even though you enter into a contract, there's adjustments made to that, and those were the terms of the I didn't enter into the contract. I
So
just followed the contract.
under the contract, they pretty much can raise it whenever they want.
If their generation costs go up, yes, then they can
Yeah,
pass that on to you.
Exactly
But
what I'm
their
saying.
cost
Yeah.
They
per
can
kilowatt would be the same.
they can
Yes.
increase that anytime they want, even though they got a contract.
And because
Yes.
those sodium vapor cost more than the LEDs, and we can't afford to change each one on our own to LEDs, I would like to see us get a grant to change those other ones. The ones on Main Street are LEDs.
Yeah, you have 2 meters on Main Street, is that correct?
Oh, on Main
Main
Street,
Street, yes,
Yeah,
2
3.
meters on
3.
Main Street.
3 on Main Street.
and there's
And
2
then,
more.
and then the contract.
There's
then-
5 meters altogether.
Yes, here, Taj Mahal, Park, street lights.
And 1, 2, 3 on Main Street, so that's 5.
We worked on that in 2018 and
Yes.
identified every light.
Pole, every light, yes. Yes, we did a lot of work on that. And we got it down, but now it's worse than it ever was now. And that's with 10 fewer lights than we had before.
You gotta watch those contracts because some of them are expiring and
Yeah, these, I don't know how many years are left on these
I wrote
lights.
that down to
Yes.
call and find out.
But we're well into it, I know
I
that.
finally got them the addresses. There's 7 electric bills, and each address was like different. So I worked with them on the phone to do that, and we got down to only one different one.
Let me tell you where we're at here. We're at $136,000 in expenditures and 112 coming in. So do you see, you have your work cut out for you, and it will not be fun. Because you gotta balance this. And we're not even done, that's,
Well, the way that we have it now, it was balanced by taking because the expenses were more than the revenue. It was balanced by taking the remaining fund balance from last year.
that's actually not called balancing, but that's how you get through. If you have savings, you take from one account. But just think about this, I mentioned you get $23,000 in liquid fuel, and you wanna pay $12,000 of that for your lights, that you will have no money left to resurface if you do that, none. So in my mind, it's best to deal with the problem now. At some point, you will run out of money. You know, you can pay from liquid fuels as long as you can, and from ARPA, but at some point.
That's what the state's been saying year after year after year. That's why we're under a watch, because we're running out of money.
Yes. I wish Terry were here. She could give
Well,
us some
if you
insights.
people would have let me know instead of coming in one day and saying, okay, get it in the paper right away, which we had to do.
That was the correct thing to do, though. You're in a crisis
I could
situation
not-
here. Yes, I know,
No,
she has a schedule, right, I get all that, I'm just saying.
But if you wanna reschedule it and
No,
have me pull all
I'd
these up.
just as soon go through this, and these guys, I get to go home. You see what I mean? And then you guys have to sit here and do the hard work.
Now, when you go home, you have to bring lunch up here.
I can smell the food, is that the senior center?
Yeah, we'll all be going down there. I'm getting hungry here. Well, all right, from what I gathered, unless, I
But
don't.
do you understand, in the ones that you want filled in, like he said, I can get that for you.
Yeah.
But,
All right, so
and he wants all of them split, you know,
for their benefit, I've been, you're gonna be shocked when you see them. You know, so that's good, then you know what you gotta deal with, where the problems are. Some of them are okay. Now here, I'm just telling you what I put in there. Look, you just figured heating. What did you come up with for coal costs? You just did the math on that. Let's put it in here.
$2,430, that's figuring 18 ton for
All
the
right,
year.
I have 3,000, and I'm not, are you comfortable with 3, am I too high? And for heating?
we're gonna have to get more.
Yeah,
Just
we've got
18
12 tons, I don't think we're going to get any more than 6 tons. It seems like it's 6 tons lasted us quite a while.
I know, it's not.
Plus your delivery costs, that would take it up to 25.
All right, I'm at 3. Am I too high? You want me to come down there?
We need delivery costs.
Is your delivery
That's
cost?
what Mary
delivery
said.
fee?
It's on 135.
Oh, that's in the 135,
That's
okay,
135 put in.
okay. Then you're
No.
looking at 20.
There's a delivery charge on top
Was
of
there?
it. Mhm.
I thought 135 put in.
Well, do you want me to stick with 3,000 here? Doesn't sound like we're too far off here,
Yeah,
are we?
we're looking at $500.
How much?
$500,
Difference?
between what we have here on the coal and what you have.
And you don't have her delivery cost yet, so.
No.
Do you want to just leave it at 3? It sounds like when you add this delivery cost, you're pretty damn close.
Yeah, I know it's not
That would
good
be one now.
25.
All right, we cannot do, here's what I have. I don't know exactly what, again, I don't know where all these numbers came from. For the electric bill,
Never
just
thought
the
I'd be
building.
anxious to do QuickBooks, but I'm
This-
anxious to learn it.
What I'm giving you
I did
now
all this
does
by
not
hand.
include streetlights. Just the electric bill is $2,000 is the best information I could come up with a year. 2,000 for electric. I have a feeling she's gonna surprise us, it's gonna be more than that. But that's what it was in the past. So I left that there, so be aware, and you can change that as you get better information. And the same, here's one I'm confused about. Look, going back to old data, we pay $3,400 for water. I pay $1,200 for water. Why does this borough, and usually municipalities get a
Where'd you
break
get that
from them? Off of, well, that, I had to go back to either old finance reports or the audit. That's what it was in the past. I didn't get that off of yours, so I'm using the best numbers I could come
So
up with.
would that be water and sewage? Or just
Yes,
water?
my
Oh, they're
water
right
and
here.
sewage is $1,200 a year.
So,
Yeah.
Why are we paying $3,400? And usually municipalities get a break from the water authority.
Here's the water bills, water sewage bills,
There we go.
a month.
Looks like a deck of cards. How many are there? 4 or 5?
Monthly.
Let's add them up and multiply by 12. Does that work?
My water bills at home are rather consistent.
Mine are too.
Mine are 1,024 a year,
How much?
1,024 a year.
Yours is, yes. Now I'm wondering about these. Look how many do you have in there?
Well, they have,
Let's stick together. 57.
Are they assessed for each commode they have in the building? That's
No,
what it
that's
sounds
not-
like.
No,
mine's $87 a month.
Which that's all.
But
I think
alone, there's 4 toilets here, 5.
Yeah,
So, it's not like a home.
I think
I
that's
think
what
I'm
it.
starting to feel like it's mine, but let's get a shower in.
let him tally them up and multiply by 12. Let's do it.
I thought we just got that in.
You're going to be rated like a hotel that has multiple commodes.
They don't break it down like that though.
$1,030.
That sounds a lot better. So can we take this? Let's put that in there.
See, that's like,
That holds pretty consistent. The only time that goes up a little bit is the park. Right now, the park's at minus 10 cents.
Do it again.
And that goes up a little bit in the summer. And don't ask me why it's minus 10 cents. It's turned off, so anyhow.
Well,
I
help
thought
me,
we got
help
four.
me. It's up to you. I don't care. It wears you down after a while. This whole thing. You run out of energy.
Here it is.
Check the figure, sure.
Doesn't say, okay, that means it has to. I'll get you the back report thing here in a minute.
That to me, that sounds
See,
a
I
lot
had
better.
Yeah.
You getting the same thing, 1,000 instead of 3.
Yeah, then when you said 3,
I don't know where that came from. I went back on old finance report, and those things were about useless. You know, they were no good to us. But I had to get a number somewhere.
Okay, there it goes. 56.
there it is.
No,
Okay.
is it okay?
Yeah.
1,300. All right,
Yeah.
let's go down then for
Well, we
Here's
have
your
one.
coal, here's your coal one.
We got that one, but go ahead.
Well, without digging the other one, this one was 1,059.
Cool.
For 6.37 tons, six tons.
1,000 what? 1,060.
Delivery charges for it here.
Oh, no, I thought I just want to add the whole thing up. We're going to be close. That's close to 3,000, right?
Yeah.
That's what we put in. We put 3,000 for
Okay.
coal. He said 3 loads.
I'd say. Now, if
So
you
we
don't
should
think
be
we're gonna get
okay.
any more, it'll be 2,000. So.
Okay. All right. Telephone and
knows?
internet, you have 2,500, right? I'm using your numbers there. 2,500 telephone, internet.
The internet and phone.
Okay. And then for garbage, you didn't have that on there at all. So I put 1,000.
Then it would have been in with utilities.
Okay.
See, what I did for her to come and work with this, I did those all separate. Like you're
Yes,
saying, I
that's
didn't know.
right.
She said, no, you don't need to do that, and then,
I think generally that would be right, but this is atypical. She would know that. These are weird and they are high. You know what I mean? This stuff's bad. You get 5 bills. It helps as a councilman. You learn what those bills were if you saw them broken out. 1,700 utilities doesn't tell you much. Doesn't tell me much anyway.
Utilities.
Yes, that's all you need. Add them all together. But if there's a trouble, a hot spot, you will see it if you break them out. All right, what's garbage cost you? I put $1,000. I didn't know if that's
$60 a month.
Yeah.
Who do you have?
So that would be more like
That'd be $720.
72. All right.
It's 60
I'm
a
gonna
month,
leave it,
700.
I'm gonna leave it at 1,000.
and then in the summer,
You know,
in the summer you have to pay for
the park, so you're gonna be, you'll be there. All right, insurance and casualty, I think you changed that, you just told me that's 65, that went down, right?
down if it went down.
It used to be 8,000.
Bounce around a lot.
So what did you have for insurance, but you wrote that down, insurance casualty, I added everything, insurance casualty, surety, the whole works.
Insurance liability, 65, that's the only insurance I see in here, workman's comp,
That's right.
13,000 total.
That's 65, it is. All right.
That's the only insurance
We
I
have
saw.
street lighting, we're almost done, hydrant rental is 2,500, right?
And it just went up.
All right, and what are, I have sanitary fees, that is the porta potty at the park, is that what that is?
That would be in with your, I don't,
You had that broken out, you had 1,500,
what number are you at again?
it would be 409.368, sanitary fees.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just, well, there, public utilities,
It's probably under the sanitation, is my
You,
guess.
you broke, you have 1,500 for that. I have 1,000, should I put 1,500 in?
Because of the park, we have to have that porta potty down there,
All right,
and a
I'll
little
do
bit
it.
of water, so.
All right. Fuel, 500, that's basically what you had. Building maintenance, sorry, now, here, you have $375 for building maintenance, I have 2,000. Should I reduce mine?
Well, that's because it's broken up probably different than you have it. The maintenance, general operating supplies, repair supplies, you know, if you repaired this, you know, faucet or
Okay.
something, I had everything separate.
All right, are you okay with 2,000 in there for building maintenance, all that crap? Or what do you want me to put in there?
You want
I have building maintenance supplies, and then I have tools and machinery repair, I have 3 categories.
yeah.
You have those same categories, basically I use different numbers. You had $375 for building maintenance, I have 2,000. We're the same on supplies, it's 1,600. And we're tools and machinery and repair, I'm 2,500 and you're 18. So, and that's really all there is, so I guess we need to change, I need the right numbers for building maintenance,
See,
we're okay for supplies?
What she has under 409
Yes,
basically comes to about $2,000.
okay then, so we're all
Ignoring
right?
public utilities. That would be $1,500 for general operating supplies, employee building material maintenance, building maintenance service,
So are you
and
saying
repair
leave,
supplies comes to about,
leave 2,000 there?
leave 2,000 there. yes.
All right, then, we seem to be in agreement on supplies, 1,600. We both have that, unless we're double counting here, as I'm not sure.
And putting that in with utilities,
I have them all, keep
21.
in mind, I have them all separate.
okay, then we have also ARP on that also.
Yeah, no, I didn't do anything with ARPA here today. We won't get that far.
that's a set, that
Yeah,
fuels is separate.
And those will be easy, but this is about all the fun I can stand for one day.
So you changed 409.37 to 2,000.
That would be combining 40912, 40924, 25,
I didn't have all of them on there.
and 37.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President.
All right, it seems then like that 2,000 will work there for building maintenance. I combined them all together then. but I have an additional 1,600 for supplies that you're including in building
Yeah,
maintenance.
I have it on that, James.
I broke them out, so I think what you're saying, my 2,000 for building maintenance is too high. I believe, right, because we're double counting supplies there. I have it as a separate line item for 1,600.
Building maintenance is like if you have to buy a new faucet or some new light bulbs or something, it just,
All right, then I'm gonna take that down to 400 where you have it. You have 375, I'm just making it 400 because I like zeros. I don't wanna be double counting here, you have enough trouble without doing that.
Mr. President, I want to thank this council for fixing this light up here. It went for 2 years and not working.
I think we're pretty much
Thank you,
it
Mr.
here,
President.
he
except
didn't
for
do it, I told him all to get.
the last one here is tools and
I had
machinery
one.
and repair.
One that
She has
flickered,
1,800,
two
I
were
have
out.
25.
Now,
What do you want, me? Tools, machinery, and repair? Stuff's old, so I put it higher. Do you want that down?
Oh, I haven't, probably not,
Leave it at 25?
yeah.
You guys are gonna have to do a lot of work on this, and then there's one final thing that doesn't need discussion. It's the truck payment, and it comes to $4,800. So when you add all this up, everything we went through, you're at $131,000. 131, and you have 112 coming in. And on that, it's your problem now. I
So
think I'm done.
So we're looking at 20,000 year end,
Yes,
roughly.
yes.
Mr. Suvich, will you copy me a copy of
Yes, I'll email it to
now
you.
you wanna
Thank
look at
you.
your last page.
And I'll go, as soon as I get home, I'll do, I better
Appreciate that.
save
Thank
this. Now I suppose
There's-
I'll step
there's
out of
some
here, this
more of your
computer will
insurance
just
figures
blow
on
up,
the last
not only
page.
that.
Yes, I saw that.
That's all I can tell you, is it became balanced when the revenue was pulled over. And like you said, if you don't have that extra revenue to pull over, yeah, it is in the red.
Yeah, and someday, I mean, then you're taking it from liquid fuels. You're just running the place to keep this, you never get anything done out there. To me, that doesn't seem like a good trade-off, but I'm not on council, so it's up to them.
Thank you.
Just saying.
Mr. President, I want to thank council for doing this for the public to review, and thank you for your hard work on the budget.
But you're saying, for, it says here, 2023 end of the year balance. That's what we have left over from all the other expenses for the year of $46,596, correct?
I know where you're going, can I address that?
I got,
All right.
I was gonna answer my question. I'm looking on the last page.
Okay.
Okay, it says, pinned down at the bottom, it says 23 estimate year-end funding balance. We have 22,000 in the general fund left. Now this money is funds that we had in there that can be carried over, added to, and, wait a minute.
Paul's got the issues, he wants to answer
I can't answer that.
this. He can answer it better than me.
I can give you an answer on where you're at, I know what you're talking about.
There it is.
You have,
Uh,
this,
30,
I think I do, yes, yes.
okay, no, I'm just looking, So we carried, added on to that, quarterly budget of $22,000, what we had left in the general fund,
yeah,
okay?
Last year.
So if we add that on to our revenue, we'd have a balance.
Not actually, here's the deal, and I'll
Well,
tell you why.
there's nothing left over for next year to get
Yes,
it
you
started.
have to make it until.
Still, it's balanced, even though there's none left over for next year.
Well, look, here's what's going to happen to you. You have to make it basically until April, which is when Jerry will start sending you money. you have 3,000 a month, less than 3,000, you'll have that 1% earned income coming in every month, it's about 2,500. I'm gonna use 3, I can multiply easier. Your run rate here is over $9,000 or $10,000, so you're 6,000 or 7,000 short every month that savings that you're referring to has to carry you. So you will spend that money getting to April 1st. So every year
25.
you have to end with you're gonna have to end with over $20,000 at the end of 24 in order to make it.
To the next tax season.
Yes, that when your revenue starts. Make sense? Carol, you
Did you
there?
see the paper from the bank?
If you come, no, I-
Yeah,
That was today's bank statement.
I think we should all get a copy of the statement.
It is, it's with your, I put it right in with your stuff there.
and this is what we have in the bank right now, $40,816.
Because that
And
money
45
was
cents.
taken over.
Huh?
No, you don't add the ARPA in.
Oh, okay.
I just realized what you're doing.
Well, I just see two count numbers here.
could be up there.
Sorry.
Yeah, $26,657.66.
So you don't think that'll last us until spring?
I think it's gonna be close. If something goes wrong, which it always does, you'll be short. 'Cause I was sweating that out in 2021. I was worried we wouldn't have enough money to get to when he started bringing in news, but we didn't make it.
Budget thing.
Here's one more thing you might wanna look at. You're aware that ARPA and liquid fuels are separate accounts?
Yes. Oh, yeah, you
Because-
guys, you know that?
You're not allowed to commingle them, but what
Yeah.
happens when you take money from ARPA and put it into general revenue, you
That's
have
what we got
just
last meeting.
commingled them.
Okay, now let me tell you what Terry said. I was surprised because I didn't think you could do that
Yes.
either. She said, yes, you can, and you wouldn't believe how many boroughs are having to do that because of running in the red.
All
I
right.
didn't, I was
I
surprised.
would just pay it directly just to avoid, now here's the other thing, you will get away with it. You're 57,000 in ARPA, the government's worried about 57 million. So you won't even show up on
Well,
that
I don't like the
screen.
word get away with it.
No, that's
I'm
how I see
trusting
it.
what she says, that you can do it, and it was
I don't-
done.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting to me
Yeah, I
because
didn't know either.
well, remember, we had to set that account up for a reason, and it
Yeah.
specifically says you shall not commingle.
But you know what? Every 6 months, I get a thing about
I
this
know,
thing.
I see that.
Because they change it, and they
Yes.
change it, and they change it,
Yes.
and they change
I'm
it.
just ultra conservative, so for me, I would pay the bill directly from ARPA, and then you can show exactly what you paid. That's what I would do.
Mr.
I
President,
wouldn't commingle.
does the secretary or the treasurer have checks for ARPA?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
they're all
are checks?
separate. Yeah.
So you can pay directly, you can pay that bill directly.
Yeah, I would do that.
That's
Same
what
with
I would
liquid
do.
fuel, the liquid fuels and ARPA has their own checkbook.
Yes. Yeah, now liquid fuels, some of that you.
Okay, but not talking about having $20,000 left over. Actually, if you look at, you're saying we're 131,000, is that right? 131,000
Yes,
expenditures,
yes, the revenue's 112,
112,500.
yes,
Okay, that leaves balance. We're in the red by 18,500.
yes,
I know it gives us almost nothing, if not nothing left,
yes.
by putting that 22,000 in there.
Well, you're gonna use it, I mean, if you don't cut some costs, then the end of next year, the shit will hit the fan because you'll have no balance.
It does
You'll
that
go to
every year.
zero. You'll go right to zero though.
Well,
I mean,
I-
you didn't this year. You
I
were-
can remember one time, well, quite a few times, back in the late 70s, at the end of the year, the borough would have to get a bank loan to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Tax
Now, you can
anticipation,
avoid that.
tax anticipation note.
Yes.
You can do that, but we've always tried to stay away from that.
Oh, yeah, I understand that. I don't want to get a loan to pay off bills.
You'll have to do it, I look at it like my own budget, I would rationalize it, I would bring my expenditures in line with my revenue if it were me, but I'm not on here, it's up to you guys, and I'm glad.
There's
I don't
not a
have to
whole
make
lot
that,
we can cut.
well,
There are
that's
some
it.
things, but
Yes.
What?
Wages.
Need to look
That's
at
the
it.
only
Yes,
thing you
think
can look
that's,
at,
that's
that's where
what
you
we're there
go.
for.
That's where you all
Fine.
go to.
We'll break
wages.
it down to try to find.
We can't discuss it with three of us here without it being an open meeting. If we
This
were
is
doing it
correct.
without being a
This is a
meeting,
meeting.
just to discuss it, then that's,
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that.
Well, we have to have the information here
Yes,
Yeah,
and on the table before we show up so we can discuss it.
yes.
Yes.
You,
The
You-
treasurer,
Before
secretary
you,
treasurer would
before
need
you, people leave today, I wrote down the insurance things I have, dig out, make sure they're right. Or something else too.
are they different than what I have, what we
Thanks,
just
Paul.
did?
No,
Thank
good,
you,
no.
thank you, Paul.
Oh, you're
Thank you.
welcome.
We'll take all that into consideration and figure it out, we'll get something worked out here,
Yeah,
but we have
I
to.
don't envy you, good luck.
I mean, we don't have a
Best
choice, but
wishes.
we have to. I mean, if you, I'm
Is
saying,
this-
if you look at it one hand, we're balancing out with only a couple hundred left, $150 left over. But if you look on the other hand, yes, we're in bad shape. And so, and it's like between a rock and a hard place.
Oh, yeah, there's no
You know,
good choices for you
by
here.
by the numbers, we're balanced out.
You're kind
the
of
end of the
saving
month.
money twice and kind of spending the same money twice is what
That's
you're
not what
doing.
I'm saying. I'm saying, you take the numbers that's here,
The 131 and the 112, you're short.
plus the
Yeah.
20, no, plus the 22.
That's why I'm saying you're counting that twice, basically. That's been counted last year as income, as revenue. Now you're counting it again.
Now you're double talking me.
Well, now, what you're talking about is transfer from one account over to the other account.
I'm saying,
Yeah, there should have been a legal transfer of money because you spent almost, what, $10,000 for attorney fees?
No,
And you-
thanks, Jerry.
And you only had,
no, we didn't.
you only had 2,000 budgeted.
is
That was
this,
23,
is
well,
this for this month?
yes, and those two, don't add them together, they're just separate. The bank always does that, adds them together. Shows you what's in their bank.
Solicitor for last year, we got 4,000.
That's
that?
what you budgeted.
For solicitor for last year, 23, was 3,924
The total amount money spent?
for the solicitor services, $3,924 for
I don't know.
2020.
Well, that's what you had budgeted, but what you actually, from the bank statements I looked at, you spent a lot of money.
I think he's right.
Okay.
I don't know what you're saying, but he did show me some of that. You spent a lot of money on
I'm
legal fees. I don't know what it is. You looked at it.
Guess
more than
why?
I do.
Because we have a lot of problems we have to
Oh,
get
yes.
straightened out.
Oh,
But somehow you have to legally transfer money over into legal
well,
services.
you don't. It's just you budgeted and it didn't work out like you thought. You gave it your best guess and you just went over and.
Yeah.
I mean, they still have money left. That's the good news.
Well, one of the plans was to raise taxes up. But my information I received, we thought about that too late. We gotta think of that back in August
They'll
or
tar
something.
and feather you if you raise the taxes on them.
Hey.
They can't do it because they.
And
They
we're
can
almost
target
through.
the people that don't pay their taxes. That's why they have to be raised. The people who don't pay taxes, the people who are paying taxes are paying for theirs.
Yeah.
Really, for reality, really, I would say even if everybody paid their taxes, it's still not gonna.
No,
We're not the only borough that
No.
has this problem.
no.
But next
You're
year,
not. It's
Graham,
true.
Grammy, it's gonna be, if I'm still on this council, we are gonna raise taxes, maybe even 2%, maybe 2 mils. We have
In the
to,
Same shape.
and I'm seriously thinking about raising the per capita tax for the borough. Right now, we pay $5.
You have that right.
For the school, they pay 10.
Yes, but the schools are allowed 10, the boroughs are only allowed 5.
No, you're allowed 10.
What about 10?
Okay, I read that wrong.
That's what I thought. I was with you on that. I don't know. You have to look at all this crap up every
But
time. you deal
when's the
with
last time we took in extra money? When's the last time we raised taxes? Were you on council then?
it. I
No,
never raised. I've been raised a long time, but we are the highest among the highest in the county.
but I've been looking in the paper, there's a lot of them
They're
that
going
are
to 30,
exactly
right?
where we're at.
Everyone's
now.
raising
28,
taxes.
29, some of them are at 30.
They're at 30.
Yeah.
Our voters at 30
They're at
mills.
You're going to hear me argue when you allow me to put on the agenda. The county is shortchanging you because when they take the money that I tell them that I didn't collect and send it down to county, do you know what they do? They don't add to what you have. They take it back to face. And then they go after the people. I don't think that's fair because I you see on that paperwork that I gave you, there is a penalty stage. They waive that, take it back to face on these people, and that's why they're not paying me their taxes, because it's cheaper to wait and let the county.
They must just be starting that, well, in the last 35 years.
I filed a
Because 1
complaint
year-
with the
1 year mine didn't- I
commissioners.
didn't pay it,
Yeah.
and I had to go down there, I had to pay the late fee plus the,
Penalty.
you know,
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
the
but
extra
you
expenses.
they start you on face, and you pay a penalty of 50.
I'm not gonna argue with you, Jerry.
Yeah,
I'm telling you what they
I'll
charge
show
me.
you. I'll show you the proof.
That's it,
I'll
more
show
than
you
that.
the proof.
no more than that, Jerry, it's enough.
Okay, thank you,
Fine.
Mr. President.
We're gonna stay, and you want to write down what you want me to do to get together, and then
Yeah, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna need for,
what you want to see broken down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out of here myself.
So long.
Everybody.
Yes,
Best wishes to you all.
Again,
thank you.
We what?
if we can raise up the tax to 10, let's do it.
The per capita tax, we can now, from my understandings.
I haven't read up on that, I don't know, or asked anybody, sorry.
You can motion it. You have to advertise it, and
We
then
can't do it now.
We can't do it now.
today. I mean, you have to advertise it. Then it won't take effect until next year.
Oh, gee.
Any taxes you raise this year won't take effect till the next year.
That's correct.
It's something we have to learn, there's so much,
Yeah.
it's
If you gave
unbelievable.
yourself a raise, it won't take effect until the next voting period. And I'd like to see your income double. 2 times 0.
I get a raise every time I have a meeting.
There you go.
If you're raising the
My blood
taxes,
pressure.
it has.
Raising your blood pressure.
If you raise taxes, you have to have an ordinance, and that ordinance has to sit for 30 days, and then it'll be 90 days before it's enacted.
I even forget which act that is.
I'll take my statute back if I may. Thank you. That's in the ordinance book, and I requested a certified copy of 190.
Well, if you already have it, why do you want a copy of it?
A certified one is the only one you can use in court.
Yeah? Go get someone certified. You got a copy of it.
No, the secretary can certify
No, card.
the copy of the ordinance.
We done, got any more questions?
Well, yeah, make sure I have this written down, right, okay? Okay, you want me to make sure all the insurances are, you want that separated and laid out, right?
And the
Utilities.
utilities,
You want
that's what I
them
was
all
trying to
set?
think of.
I had all this done, I should never have thrown my worksheets away. I thought, I didn't know we were gonna go through this, so cause I went through the whole year and laid everything else, and she came and then. Okay, and you want like the heating, electrical, all that stuff,
Broke down.
utilities separated. Anything else?
Can you think of anything?
If you do, just, you know,
I think
call me and
we
let
need
me
to-
know, cause when I look through each month, I can just pull out what you need, you know, write down what you need.
Don't know if this is the right time to bring this up or not. I'm sure somebody will tell me. I had asked the maintenance people to make up a list of things that need done, repaired, and things they want repaired. And they have done that, and we have a copy here that everybody can have.
That's nice.
It's not something we can do today, but,
It's something you work on.
Yeah.
And again, I know I've said this a lot of times, that without that ARPA grant money,
Well, we ain't got no money, if we got no extra money in the budget, no sense in doing that.
well, those little things are under maintenance and stuff, you have a budget for maintenance and
some of this may be just a screw or a nail. Something's falling off. I haven't read through it yet.
they've had to replace lights and We gotta replace a toilet this year, you know, so stuff like that.
That needs fixed up front before somebody falls and sees the barrel.
I already told the maintenance guy about that, Carol. I seen that, you told me about it last meeting, I looked at it. It's not that big of a hole, but there is a little hole, your wheels will get caught in it, and I told the maintenance guys that. And they said they're gonna get to it.
They could put coal patch in it, they just have to heat it up this time of year.
Yeah,
It doesn't stick real long, but it just,
But it'd be there before somebody
I
falls.
know. Well,
yeah, okay.
there's a lot of things, because the school's so old, there's a lot of things that aren't up to code, but they're grandfathered in, they're okay. But in this day and age, you wouldn't want it like that. But there again, it costs the money to fix it, so.
And
I
they're at
don't know.
point two, and you have to fix something that is no longer
And he
grandfathered.
said about the light, I said in here, there's 4 lights in there. I have one working, the other one like to flicker.
Present.
They're all 4 working now.
That's annoying.
I also asked him to come and get, you know, I said, do you have any more pieces of those plastic? Because they were broken. There were some back in the back room, so.
Mr. President, these bulbs, I replaced all mine. My electric bill went down. They're $6 a piece, is what I paid for the bulbs, but they're LEDs. They last forever, and they cut your cost.
I understand that, Jerry, thank you.
that's what we
Thank
do.
you, Mr. President.
I had mine in my shed for
No more questions?
years.
No, I can't think of anything on.
I just,
We have to have a
I
motion
think,
adjourned?
yeah, I think there's a lot of merit, and I have tried, you saw the grant stuff in there.
Yeah,
It's a lot of work, I've spent time trying to do it, and with all due respect to the right to know law, Jerry, I spent 2 hours on some of that stuff the other day.
It's the law.
I know,
I'm sorry.
I know,
I'm
I
sorry.
know, but
mean,
it just,
If, Mr. President, if you would make a
Thank you,
motion,
have a motion to adjourn,
just one question.
motion to adjourn? We're not doing taxes here. We're doing.
No,
budgets. We're not
Is it
doing.
It's just one
No,
statement,
no.
one
If it's
comment.
related to the subject at hand.
Yeah, it was.
You're president now.
no, he put it fine if it's
All-
related.
all-
No one pays attention to it, I mean,
All you council have to do is give me permission to go to the bank and get the bank
it's not gonna
statement.
happen.
No, not going, I'm not
Not as
signing
long as I'm
anything.
sitting here, it's
That
not
was
gonna happen.
it's an easy thing. It doesn't hurt you at all. I'm not making.
Give me the information you get into your account.
You can. I'll give it to you right now if
Now I
you
can
want.
go to the computer and get in it anytime I want.
Yeah, because you can't do anything other than see my account, and
All right.
I'll send you copies. In. It would take work away from her, and I'll give you the
No, you
username and
quit asking
password.
for all that stuff would take work away from it.
Why, let's go back.
Yeah, that's,
I would talk, so
Okay.
this is totally off
it's,
everything. Motion adjourned.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Tom, second by Carol. To adjourn. All in favor?
Oh, 1 o'clock. So I can put 1:01, can I put?
Gee, I missed my story.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I think we should meet more often through the day instead of at night.
Do you want to copy this stuff from the thing?